The first Shabbat of the book of Devarim, the book of Deuteronomy, has got a special name. It is called Shabbat Chazon, the Shabbat of Visions. It is based on the first word of the Haftorah, the book of Isaiah, which opens with the words Chazon Yeshayahu, the visions of Isaiah. And in that vision, Isaiah will lambast the people for their sins that will ultimately lead to the destruction of the temple and what we mourn for on Tisha B'Av. Parshat Devarim speaks about the very, very first Tisha B'Av. It took place in the desert when the spies come back with their reports about the land. And they speak about the greatness of the land, but then they flip it and teach that the land is impossible to conquer. We will not survive. The people revolt, the people cry and wish to return back to Egypt. And God says to Moses, they cry for no reason, I will give them reasons to cry. And from that moment on Tisha B'Av, we sit down and we cry. And the question becomes, what did they do wrong? And the answer is Lashon Hara, gossiping and speaking bad about the land of Israel and its impact upon the people. And let's address that for the moment. The sin of Lashon Hara, the sin of gossiping. When we read through the sins that led to the destruction of the temple, we normally focus on the big three, that there was corruption of society, murder, idolatry, adultery. We focus on sinar chinam, on the causeless hatred of another person. But ultimately, at the root is Lashon Hara, bad speech. Allow me to explain. In the book of Eicha, in the book of Lamentations, in the first 4 chapters, we have the prophet Jeremiah describing the scenes of Jerusalem. And he describes as part of his poem, virtually following the Aleph Bet. Eicha yashva badat. How did we say letter Aleph, then we go letter Bet and letter Gimel? But within the Eicha, there's a change. That in our Hebrew alphabet, the letter Ayin precedes the letter Pei. But in Eicha, the letter Pei precedes the Ayin. Now the letters themselves have a meaning, because the Ayin also means an eye, and Pei means mouth. So why did Jeremiah swap the 2 letters around, the Pei to the Ayin? And I believe the answer is, the sin was caused by the mouth speaking before the eye saw. In the laws of Lashon Hara, the consequences in the days of the Torah was that a person was struck by a condition called sarat. Lesions appeared on the body. A Kohen was called and was asked to adjudicate whether these lesions were sarat or not. And the law is very interesting. A blind Kohen could never rule about these lesions, because the rule was you have to see in order to pronounce. And what was the sarat? It was a result of Lashon Hara. And what caused the Lashon Hara? Pronouncing before we saw. The Peh preceded the Ayin. The comments happened before we had the facts. And so the sin of Lashon Hara meant that your mouth spoke and you believed it before your eyes saw it and contemplated. And so if we want to really work on ourselves, the secret is to understand the root of Lashon Hara, the Peh that speaks before the Ayin understands. Before we open our mouths, let's get the facts. Before we comment, let's seek to understand. Let's see for ourselves. Let's get all the facts before we comment. Imagine what our world would look like if people would follow this process of first making sure that they have the facts. They see for themselves before they comment. And until that happens, hold back from commenting. This was the sin of the spies. They spoke and the people had not seen for themselves. And they based their results on what the spies had told them. Lashon Hara, we respond to people based on what we are told without us seeing for ourselves. And even if we do see, let's make sure we get the context correct. And if we work on that, then maybe we'll be able to see clearly. And this Shabbat will truly be one of a vision, a visionary experience in which we're able to see correctly, see what is true, see what is right, see the goodness in other people, and not fall into the sin of sinat chinam, of hatred, which destroyed our temple and led us to the exile. So let's work together on this Shabbat in the lead up to Tisha B'Av, so we should not have to fast Tisha B'Av again, that we're able to heal the wounds of our societies and merit to see the ultimate redemption. Bimhera v'yameinu. Shabbat Shalom. Hi, this is Rabbi Lewin. If you've enjoyed the content of the sermons and the ideas that have been expressed in the YouTube video, please hit that first subscription button and notification bell and share the videos with friends. We'd love to grow the channel and love to engage with you. Please share your comments in the section below. I'd love to hear from you. Have an amazing day.